how do we find a place where we can simply come together and ask the questions? Importantly, how do we not waste these 100 days? How do we use them so that all of us can prepare for the future that's ahead of us?
I think we should begin by first explaining what this show is all about. And the best way we think to do it is to explain what it's not. It's not a lecture, it's not a class, it's definitely not a news show. We want this to be a conversation, not only a conversation between Anita and myself and with our guests every week, but also with you, the students, graduates, job seekers, and other people who are passionate about the industry.
We know that there are so many dimensions which we just cannot control. As Churchill said, I think we're at the end of the beginning, and I think we need to be patient. There is so much yet that we need to learn and understand about this virus. Ultimately, we as a society, we as business, we as individuals can, and I believe, optimist as I am, will come out stronger.
We can always learn from previous crises. And what we're seeing is that this is a truly global situation with the pandemic. So everybody has been hit at the same time. And there really is no winners or losers. We're all in this together.
But it's the context that it allows us to keep looking forward.
I mean, we're facing the Kodak moment, aren't we? So everybody needs to innovate. And I think that is the absolute key challenge of our time at the moment.
Cycles can be a good thing because they're part of a rejuvenation of sectors.
Move from being a peace general to a war general. And a war general has to problem solve really fast, has to accept that speed trumps perfection, has to accept to make mistakes for the greater good. Not everybody's going to be happy by the decisions you make, but you have to act with a lot of speed.
I would be encouraging young people to look much further across a number of industries for their next step. I know that sounds like, boy, I trained for this industry and you're going to encourage me to look outside. But the fact is, you can jump back in.
There is no way to handle fear. Overcoming fear is one of the biggest challenges. I think what we are more confronted with is the subject of your webinar. Is how are you going to rise above this challenge?
I think that the nature of business is just going to look different. I think technology is going to be a huge part of that. So for the younger people have maybe a challenge, have more of an opportunity than some of us who are still trying to figure out how to get onto a Zoom call. I think that the world is going to be an exciting place again once we get through this.
Well, the business is still a people business. So you better have your heart and your empathy in the right place, otherwise you don't belong in the industry.
The role of nature, the role of the environment, the role of climate change, and our response to it is a really important part of us coming out of this. How can we do things better in the future?
Cannot move towards a completely sterile environment and sterile life. I think COVID-19 is something that is teaching us as to what might come in the future. We will be dealing with pandemics, we'll be dealing with things that we have not dealt with in the past, that we have no experience with, and we learn as we go along. That doesn't mean that life stops. It just means that we have to adapt and we have to change.
What should they do with these 100 days, and what will be their story that they can tell people that they lived through and did for themselves during these days?